Hi, I'm Sammi Grant and I'm a dialect coach. I'm legally blind, and one of the reasons I got into dialect coaching is because I love to hear people's voices and help people find the range of their voices. So to help you, I'm going to teach you a few quick tips on some of my favorite accents. So we got London, and for London you want to send the sound really forward in your mouth. So send vocal energy forward and drop your R sound. So instead of car, they say car. And then there's the Yorkshire accent, which sounds a bit like a combination of Irish and Cockney, and they have these really long, pure vowel sounds, so they say O and A in the Yorkshire accent. And then there's the Irish accent itself, and for that you definitely want to keep those R sounds, kind of lean into them, and it's a bit of a tighter sound, and you want to really hit all of your consonant sounds, so they say later instead of later. And then there's the Scottish accent, which people always think sounds exactly like Irish, and it doesn't. It's really, really different. And for that, you want to feel like you're swallowing the sound in the back of your mouth, and then you want to roll those R's in the Scottish accent. And then we're gonna go to America. We're gonna go to Brooklyn, and for Brooklyn, you wanna have a lot of lip rounding to make those O sounds they do, like in coffee, and talk, and small, and all, and then you wanna have a lot of attitude, so that you got that Brooklyn attitude of don't get in my way. And then there's the Midwestern accent, which is my natural accent, which has a lot of flatness, so instead of mom, they say mom, or they say Sammy, which is the way I naturally say my name. And then there's of course the Southern accents, and this one that I'm doing right now, you keep your R sounds, and you might hear it in Kentucky or Mississippi or Tennessee or lots of places, and then you want to have some length to your vowels. So instead of saying can, they say can. And then there's the Southern accent that doesn't have R's, which is dying out these days. It's much more heard in the older generation, but for this, obviously you drop the R sounds, and then you want to really play with your pitch range and go up in those pitches, so you have that sort of delicate sound. And then there is the French accent, and for the French accent you want to have these really forward droopy lips, so they kind of go these droopy lips that go like that, and then they have that R sound in the back of their mouth. So instead of tomorrow, they say tomorrow. Tomorrow is the French accent. And then there is the German accent, which is very similar in many ways to the French accent, but it is very tight, very crisp, and has that sort of harsh sound, and you don't want to have any lip movement forward at all. And then there is a Russian accent, which is in the back of the mouth, and it has that sort of swallowed feeling again, and you want to have that h on your H's. Hello, how are you? But don't overdo it. Don't go, how are you, when you're going to hack up a furball. It's just hello. And then there's my favorite accent, which is the Transatlantic accent, which we don't really hear anymore, but you'll hear if you watch Golden Age movies, because people like Katharine Hepburn were taught to speak it. And for that, you want to make sure that your sounds are really rounded, and that your R sounds are really light, and that you have these really dramatic pitch changes like they do in those movies. And those are some of my favorite accents. Good luck. A lot of people think they don't have an accent, but the truth is, every single person in the world has an accent. So you shouldn't judge other people for the way they sound, but instead, you should celebrate the amazing diversity of sounds that our world has to offer.